Welcome to another midweek update. Right, what have I been up to this week? I posted on Facebook and Instagram some photos of these things and asked, what are they for? And I made a shed load of them. And the reason is, turn the Mini upside down on the spit, so I'm working on the floor. As you can see, the floor is pretty dented up. And one of the things that a few people have said to me about when we go rallying on forest stages, or even in our own club on the island, we do things in quarries and things like that. Not so much about what we do, but when you're in the forest stages, the fire trails that you go down, the bigger, more powerful cars or whatever, they kind of dig ruts and you end up with this sort of like raised area in the middle. And it's okay for normal sized cars, but for minis, they have a tendency, the little 10-inch wheels go in those ruts and the bottom of the car just skids along on the hump. And it's not so much about denting the floor. They've said it actually wears the floor away. So, you know, it grinds it away and then you end up with holes in the floor. So what they do, they reinforce the floor with big long skid pans and things like that. So I had to think of a way of attaching this skid pan to the floor. So I thought I'd do that now. Sorry about that. I needed a mount here for the sump guard extension. So this is exactly what they're for. So they're sort of tapered at the end, so they're not, you know, whatever. So those ones are really important. The rest are for the skid pan. So I've got this stuff here. I don't know how thick it is. Big bits of aluminium. I've got two of these. These are old. They're old signs actually, shop signs. Very handy. And as you can see, look, I've made them so they're just higher than the ribs in the floor. So when I'm not running a fake floor, or the skid pan, if you want to call it that, they're not going to stick down too low. So I'm going to have one either side here. These ones I made slightly longer. You can just about see that they then will weld at the same place as the cross beam, so that should give it a little bit more strength. And another two at the back. And where they've got captive nuts in them as well, I can use them for whatever I want. You know, I could put rings on them and use them for tie downs, or if I want to use them for jacking points, or you know, I can bolt whatever I want onto them. You know me, I like my modular stuff. So I'm going to weld those in where I want them to be, but I'm not going to faff around with the actual skid pans because A, I don't need them straight away because hopefully we'll just be doing tarmac stuff to start with. And B, there's no point me making them until I know exactly what's going underneath. So when I've got the exhaust on, gearbox on, sump guard, all that sort of stuff, once that's all in place, then I'll have a good idea of what shape that I want them to be. The other idea I thought about, which is complete, you know, pie in the sky type stuff, I thought it'd be really nice to make like a carbon Kevlar sort of type, you know, ones that sort of wrap around as well. Anyway, that's future projects for the car when it is finished. I've made my filler for the magic wand hole. You would not believe how hard that looks like just a bit of bent aluminium. But it's quite a complex, and it's still not spot on, but it's quite a complex shape. And I'm going to drill a hole here, put a big grommet in there, and that's where the underfloor electrics is going to go through. So I need a couple of wires to go to the reverse selector light switch, and for the is it the lambda sensor? So that needs to go through there as well. What else have I been doing? I've been fitting a tow bar. Kev, are you being serious? It's a rally car. Why are you fitting a tow bar? The reason I'm fitting a tow bar is when we do small events, club events, things like that, it would be really nice to tow a little tiny trailer with your spares, tyres, toolbox, that sort of jack, all that sort of malarkey in it. And then you can just drive there, unhook the tow bar. If you want to be really competitive, you can just quickly unbolt the tow bar and do your event and then just hatch on and go home. It's so much easier than with a tow vehicle and putting it on a trailer and all that sort of stuff. I just like that sort of thing. We've done that with sprints and hill climbs with the Mark 1 and the MX-5. You just put the tools in the car, you spare real basic stuff, drive to the event, do the event, drive home. I love that. Yeah, absolutely minimalistic stuff. So I've just been mocking up where it needs to go. And do you know what these are? I made these. Any idea what they're for? One goes there, one's going to go the other side. So I'm going to bolt them on. What else? I have been really busy. I know it doesn't look like it. Thank you very much to everybody who commented in the last episode about the ECU for the supercharged MX-5. Who knew there was such a variety of, is it software, hardware? I don't really know. But anyway, there's some great comments coming, some amazing advice, and we've got some people on board who know what they're talking about now. And hopefully when that project does start, we're good to go. So again, thank you very much. I really appreciate your help. Anyway, that's it for this midweek update. Thank you very much. I've got to stop because I haven't got time for this. I've got a Mini to build.